giving us the opportunity to present the IT BPM industry in the Philippines. Um, just before I begin, I'd like to provide some context and say that our industry in the Philippines has been a major economic pillar of our economy. Through the past decades, we have become the biggest job creator and ended the year 2021 with over 1.4 million full time employees. And because of this, and because we have an estimated 4.6 million additional jobs indirectly, we are a major contributor to our nation building efforts and have likewise supported the growth of major industries like telecom, property, travel, and hospitality. As a result of all of this, we are a very significant export revenue generator and a driver of domestic demand. Estimated revenues at the end of 2021 were 28.8 that's in billions US dollars, and that is equivalent to approximately 7% of GDP. We also are the single largest user of office space, despite the lack of growth overall in the past 2 years. What is also noteworthy is that this growth has expanded well beyond Metro Manila. We have almost 30% of our employees located across our country and different provinces. And this has provided growth to all those cities which are growing at a faster clip than Metro Manila itself. And because of all of this, we have been able to harness talent pool across the country, but that also brings the need for continuous talent upskilling and reskilling, as well as leadership skills. Our industry is an equal opportunity employer with almost 60% of our workforce being female. I'll now speak about the past 2 years, where we were one of the very few industries to exhibit growth. And this is a result of the industry's ability to overcome adversity and show our resilience. You see from the chart the growth rate in terms of both revenue and headcount. We expect this growth rate to continue through the next few years if we can continue to supply talent that the world is seeking from our Filipino workforce. Uh, Obviously, the challenges brought about by the pandemic changed how we work. It changed client expectations, and it also accelerated digital transformation through all our subsectors. Looking at the global picture for 2021, I am happy to say that the Philippines was able to grow uh, on a very similar trajectory in terms of headcount and revenue, and this is a result of different forces which drove industry growth. There was quite a demand pickup in the fourth quarter of 2020, and that followed through all the way through 2021. I've spoken about the digital acceleration, and overall, this was also a result of positive enterprise sentiment globally and across multiple geographies, fiscal stimulus, as well as very fast rollout of the vaccine throughout the different markets, including here in the Philippines. Our segments have also become more complex and diverse. You will see on the right side of the slide that life sciences, insurance, healthcare have been among the leaders in this diversification of our industry. On the local front, you will see that 2021 showed a nice bounce in terms of our GDP from 2020. As mentioned earlier, very healthy growth following the global trend in both headcount and revenue. We were able to generate 100,000 new jobs in 2021 across the different areas that you can see on the graph. And as I mentioned earlier, we are the largest user of office space, not just in Manila, but throughout our digital cities nationwide. All of this success would not have been possible without the support of our partners in government. You see all the bodies that IBPAP works with on the left side of your slide, including the PEZA, the Department of Trade, the Board of Investments, DICT, the Department of Labor, and last but not least, the IATF. We have been in regular discussions as the economy opens up to allow our industry players a smoother and longer runway to transition back on site. Now, this is not an easy feat given that we have been mostly working from home in the past 2 years. So we are in the middle of discussions on how we can achieve that and support the reopening of our economy while keeping our all our workforce safe as they transition back. We believe that the future of the industry will most likely be adopting a hybrid work arrangement. It is too early to say where we will land. We are also still trying to figure this out, but I have no doubt that we will find an optimal balance in our uh, work from anywhere, work from home, hybrid setup. Regardless of this, we are confident that we will remain an economic pillar. And if you look at the bottom of the slide, these are the figures that we have generated for our partner, creating almost 1 million direct jobs throughout the years. Work from home and work from anywhere has been a very hot topic this past months, and I believe it is worth sharing from the point of view of our industry what these are. You see them on the slide. I think for the Philippines in particular, this really has allowed us to decongest Metro Manila and other large cities, allowing the reduced carbon footprint and traffic and commuting time, which also has large benefits to our employee and workforce in terms of their overall satisfaction, health, and well-being. It has also allowed us to gain access to a wider talent pool throughout the country, and has reduced, what has been an industry issue of, you know, high attrition rates and absenteeism. Um, all of this happened without any effect at all on productivity levels. So we have shown our global customers that our workforce is able to continue to produce without sacrificing customer satisfaction ratings and resolution rates. So overall, our findings based on surveys that we've conducted is that an overwhelming majority of our employees believe that they are more efficient and productive in a hybrid setup, and we believe that this is now going to be a factor in being able to attract and retain talent. What do we expect in 2022 and beyond? I think the three trends that are described here say it all. We will continue to expect increased digitization across all our channels and subsectors. These include, cloud solutions and cybersecurity, data analytics. We will continue to be challenged on, being more adaptable and flexible with more robust business continuity plans as we grow, not just with large physical sites, but through alternative location independent models such as microsites. And obviously, talent will always be both an opportunity and a challenge to address this growing misalignment in talent demand and supply. So upskilling and reskilling will be as important as ever. So the challenges, not surprisingly, will also be in these buckets. Talent to address attrition. There is some cost pressure through fast rising salaries. We've all heard about the great resignation. It is no different here. A recent survey we conducted shows that about 40% of employees are thinking about making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. And attrition continues to be a challenge. Globally, we have learned that it increased 10% in 2021. So I think what we can expect really moving forward is, the we need to be comfortable living in this age of disruption, and continue to adapt and build new business models, moving away from, fragmented arrangements to the kinds of organizations that have more comprehensive tech first implementation. um, you know Communication, and the way we communicate and collaborate has never been more important. And we need to continue to build our digital infrastructure. We need to enact, uh, remote hybrid work arrangements. And overall, our playbooks need to be much more resilient, as well as our business continuity plans. So we hope that, as an association, that we will continue to work together with our partners in the government as well as the private sector, so we can maximize our growth potential across different geographies within the Philippines. And I think this is something that, um, will be really critical in the post-pandemic world. After all, we really cannot do this together by ourselves. We need to all collaborate and work together as partners to maximize the growth potential. And this will be the topic of IBPAP's most important publication and document, which is Roadmap 2028. This is an exercise that we take on every 6 years to coincide with the incoming uh, new administration. In the months ahead, we are in an election year. So this roadmap will be the industry's blueprint through the next 6 years. It will, in very great detail, outline, what we need to do to achieve our goals in terms of jobs and revenue. And we will be doing this for every subsector of our industry. And we will be publishing this in July of this year. And it is our plan to hand over this roadmap to the new president by the third quarter of this year. As an economic pillar of the country, we feel that the government should also co-own this roadmap, because we will be working together with whoever wins to again to really maximize our goals of creating jobs for more Filipinos and generating more export revenue. So I look forward to sharing more with you in the months and years ahead. And I really want to thank the Economic Times again for giving IBPAP this opportunity to present for your participants today. Thank you very much. And again, greetings from Manila.
Thank you very much, Jack. I must admit that was some kind of a goal setting as well with regard to the roadmap that you've shared. And I think one keyword, as always, that we've been stressing upon is the fact that irrespective of the challenges, the only way to embrace opportunities is by collaborating. So I think that was a beautiful presentation. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll also go ahead towards our next presentation, our next speaker on board. But stay with us. We'll get the next session started in exactly a couple of seconds.